In the heart of the Mediterranean, a fierce feud erupted, transcending mere sibling rivalry. The Torres brothers weren't just battling for dominance, they were sculpting the destiny of an ancient kingdom. It was a choice between maintaining an empire's legacy or forging an enduring alliance with the Castalla family. Both brothers clung unwaveringly to their beliefs, but their resolute determination charted a dangerous course for Sardinia. From the crucible of revolution emerged a provisional government, an eclectic mix of revolutionary zealots, dissatisfied factions against the Torres rule, and discreet backing from the Bavarian diplomats and military. As is often the case with radical regimes, visionary leaders and intellectuals took the helm for the tumultuous uprising. However, one glaring truth was no secret. The man leading the charge, Alessandro di Busca, despite his brilliance as a thinker and great writer, was ill-suited for governance. In those initial days of the revolutionary government, Sassari descended into chaos. Busca's focus oscillated between lowering taxes and confiscating noble estates, leaving the state ill-prepared to field a competent military against the formidable Torres brothers. Amidst this turmoil, General Bonaparte, a Corsican of humble origins, emerged as a beacon of innovation and audacity. Rising from obscurity, he led an artillery unit during the taking of Sassari, earning himself the rank of general for his bravery. He orchestrated a logistical marvel, assembling an army of 40,000 from a diverse mix of defenders of the revolution, Torres defectors, and enthusiastic volunteers. Armed with a diverse array of weaponry, including modern equipment secured through Bavarian connections, the revolutionary Sardinian forces were ready to take on what must be done. Napoleon's strategic brilliance shone as he crossed the Mediterranean to confront Saemundr Torres. Entrenched in Kabila on the North African coast, landing to the east, he moved swiftly overnight to reach Saemundr's fortified position. At daybreak, General Bonaparte's armies descended upon the city, forcing Saemundr's forces into a frantic scramble and retreat. By mid-afternoon, victory was theirs completely, and Saemundr fled with his remaining fleet to Castalla. Weeks later, Napoleon's forces landed on Sicily, where Castor Torres and his dwindling army awaited. Outnumbered, Napoleon feigned a northern march towards Messina, luring the Torres forces into a trap. While only a fraction of his troops advanced, the bulk lay in wait. Once again, the Corsican general emerged victorious, shattering Castor's army and sending him on a similar path as his brother Saemundr. His victories and laurels accumulated. Triumphantly, Napoleon returned to Sassari and was greeted by a jubilant crowd, the city resounding with cheers for its conquering hero. Yet, what consumed his thoughts was not adulation, but a yearning for change. Napoleon had no patience for ineptitude, and as he strode into the chancellor's chambers, flanked by loyal soldiers, he raised a hand. As muskets were leveled at the fledgling government, another seismic shift in power was set in motion. I can no longer follow. I've tasted command and cannot let it go. The revolution can't endure with weak leadership. I declare this body null and take up the mantle of Sardinia's governance for myself.
The chaos of the revolution and the threats of foreign intervention have given ambitious young officers a chance to sign. A chance that has been seized in both hands by one Napoleon Bonaparte, a Corsican artillery's lieutenant. His success in recent engagements has brought him to prominence. Most notably, he single-handedly quashed a monarchist uprising in Sassari by deploying heavy cannons on the city streets. The success of this decisive action has earned him the adoration of the people. Already many leaders of the revolution have looked favorably upon him and are pushing for him to be elevated to high office. However, he is a man of such ambition, one who may not be content to rule a mere great doge title of Sardinia. Gonna take field howitzers immediately. We are gonna need that advantage. So Napoleon's in charge. We all know who he is. We'll hire Camilla Taparelli. We now have a parliament. Let's start granting seats as well. In parliament, we are going to immediately start a debate. We need something military related, obviously, given where we're going right now. We'll go for courting our troops. Obviously, the first thing our new leader will need to do is completely revamp the military, given we have purged the general staff, as well as losing many soldiers to defections and who have fled our country or who support the rebellion outright. Let's start off with hiring several generals and then several admirals and then Savoyer. We have one very good general out of that lot, not great. For admirals, Ludovici, oh man, 6644, Aquila, and Casati. We'll have the fleets rebuild in Bizerta. It'll be the staging ground for those fleets which have not already deserted. We'll take leadership directly of the army of Sassari and cross to Tunis.
In the throne room of Emperor Abu el-Qasim Fair, the court watched in rapt focus as Saemundr Torres, the Pretender, stood before the ancient court of Castalla. Soldiers, generals, and nobles paid witness to a defining moment in the history of the two nations, bound by old blood. The true Emperor of Sardinia, what brings you before our presence? I hear tell that your forces were defeated by radicals in North Africa. Yes, Your Majesty. General Bonaparte set upon my forces and caught us off guard. Only a half of us managed to make it to your ports. A lucky victory, but a dangerous one. And what of your brother? Half-brother. News came yesterday he had received a similar fate. I stand before you humbly, as a distant relative and one who knows that the future requires our two families to stand together once more. Your Majesty, I ask of you a heavy boon, to stand with the universal cause of civilized rule, to march against the revolutionaries in Sassari, and to place me, the true heir of Solomon, on the golden throne. A look of conflicted emotion passed upon the face of the old emperor, one not unnoticed by those gathered before it was replaced by a toothy grin. I know you, Saemundr Torres, and despite our family's turbulent history, I know well what could exist if we stand together. Castalla will march for war, and together we will end the revolution once and for all. To the sound of warmongering delight, the drumbeat of war sounded across Iberia and her colonies, setting the stage for war.
We'll need to dispatch the rebellion in Kabila of Saemundr the Pretender. We'll need to siege out Cagliari and take back another core city. And then from there, we're going to need to fight Castalla directly. Castalla's been doing some upgrading since we last saw them. Their fleet now contains almost 200 heavy ships. Given that we don't control the seas, we need to cross into southern Italy and do what we can. Napoleon is going to lead his men. We have to be able to cross here. But we can't because they own the Mediterranean right now. The Fatmids took care of the rebels, Saemundr's rebels. We need to cross to North Africa and fight them in Morocco, though. Recent years have been both chaotic and full of turmoil. With power now in more stable hands, however, there's hope that things will return back to its normal shortly. We have a strong enough ruler we can stabilize. Let's do our government reforms as well. We're trying to build up a larger fleet as we wait for the one coming from Asia. It's about to go through the Suez, though, so we have to be careful it doesn't get knocked out here. See if we can sneak on by that big fleet. We might have to contend it here. I would like not to, but all right, we are gonna get past while they're engaging the Dutch. Upgrade our whole fleet. Wait for the reinforcements, and then we're gonna take a battle. We could make the risk to cross here. It'd be very dangerous. Fuck it, we need to go. Let's try it. We made it across. All right, we have crossed from Sicily, and we're back on mainland Africa. Let's meet up all of our troops here, and we're gonna march west to fight those armies. We're gonna take this battle in Ouarsensis. We're gonna fight them without a general. All right, we won the Battle of Ouarsensis. I'm gonna keep going west. They have a lot of troops coming though, so we have to be careful here. They attacked our armies in Orano and were pushed back aggressively. And we only have this one army, by the way. If this gets wiped, we're fucked. We're taking southern Italy now. Oh, this is rough. Almost done with our reinforcements. I want us to try and get to 100 heavies before we hit their fleet. We'll take the Seas of Fez, and we'll take any battles they give us here. We're gonna take this. They don't have an admiral on their fleet right now. I don't think we lost a single heavy ship in that battle. Their transport fleet is gone, and a third of their heavy fleet is gone. He's an inspirational captain too. Oh my god. We've got our naval Napoleon over here as well.
Root units commit.
When they pop up their head, we'll be able to sink them. So the Castellan fleet is actually in Siena. We can knock them out of port here. We'll take the siege of Florence then. Oh, okay, wow. The Castellans have hit our fleet. They went out of port. This is a big battle. They have the advantage because they have a lot of lighter ships as well. Not the place we want to be fighting with heavies. On land, we've taken Florenza. Let's go south to Siena. These losses are adding up here. This is one of the rougher naval battles we've fought in a while. We actually didn't lose as many as I thought, but we are really damaged. We're going to go to port. Let's see where they retreat to here. They're going to go into the shipyard of Pisa, which is about to fall. Yeah, get that siege. Let's go back in. There we go. Pisa's taken. All right, let's send in the Navy once more. They were pushed out of port. We're sinking the last of their heavy ships here. We'll have the Mediterranean after this. We are losing North Africa by leaps and bounds. They are very low on manpower, though. Push to Spoleto. Revolutionary Bavaria is at war now with Castella too. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is gonna get out of hand very quickly.
Schändlicher Schurke! Verachtenswert wie Teleramund, wie Fafner!
We gotta make sure we can siege out southern Italy. If we block the strait, we should be able to if we get there. We have trapped most of their forces on Sicily now. If we take this siege, we can go knock them out in a minute. Fire on the fort. Brazil has left the war. We engaged that army as it crossed and blocked the strait, and we are going to destroy them. Oh my god, look at those numbers. Then we're going to hit Sicily. Big. North Africa is falling, though. That's the cost here. They will try and retreat, and when we do, we hit them here. Actually, they can't cross. We have Messina. Fire on the port, and then we'll take back Sicily. We're going to hit them in Syracuse. Another 31,000 men that they cannot afford to lose anymore. We'll leave soldiers to take back Sicily, take southern Italy, knock out the last of their armies there, and then we're going to go hit northern Spain. Let's go blockade Gibraltar now. This has been coming for a long time. We're going to do a naval invasion of Gibraltar, and we're going to cut off the entire, that's half of the Castellan army currently in North Africa that will be cut off, and we can siege out Iberia itself. Here we go. We're going to land. Gibraltar is going to fall. Let's take Cadiz, and then we go north. Fire on the fort. Let's knock this baby down as soon as we can. Our second army underneath Cafaso. Let's head north and knock their main fleet out of port too. We have sacrificed Tunis. We have sacrificed North Africa. But if this play is successful, we will trade it for our proper European empire. Cadiz has fallen. Let's bring the secondary fleet over and siege out the other regions. We'll have to try and retreat them onto ships. We're not going to hold it. We're going to get wiped here. We're going to build a new army in Sardinia, and I'm going to build us a new army in Sicily as well. We will take loans.
With respect, Your Majesty, we should not engage with Napoleon at all tomorrow, or any time soon.
Bonaparte has withdrawn his troops. He's asked for talks. He's desperate to avoid a battle. All my generals are in agreement, except for you.
Again, with respect, Your Majesty, that doesn't make them right.
And what would you do?
Retreat.
Retreat?
Sire.
Madness.
Do we join the attack, Your Grace?
Hold your ground.
But the orders are to advance and engage the enemy on their right flank, Your Grace.
Do you take your orders from me or not?
Of course, Your Grace.
Then hold your ground. At least we won't make fools of ourselves. Behold, this hill is vital. Let them come to us.
Sir.
Ah, a glorious leader. Your Majesty.
Katuza, why have you not advanced?
Because that's what Napoleon wants us to do, Your Majesty.
But you understand the disposition, do you not?
Perfectly well, Your Majesty. However, if you order me to advance...
I do. Kindly give the order.
Forward!
Excellent. That'll do. Warriors! Here at last is the battle you longed for.
generous compliments. Reinforcements are necessary.
Reinforcement? We're already 2 to 1.
Marshal Murat says one more division would finish the job.
Gentlemen, we have endured everything the enemy could throw at us, and have driven them off. Napoleon has suffered a mortal wound from which he will not recover. The spirit of his army has been broken.
And now, do we go in the offensive?
No. We retreat. We lost half our army at Borodino. Let us not lose the other half.
All right, let's go resupply in Sardinia. There was obviously an unprecedented moment here for us to be able to take Spain. Given Napoleon and his character, right, he's incredibly aggressive and landed with 80,000 men on Gibraltar, destroying and burning all the ships there that are used for transportation across. Well, Japan has all of Philippines now. We made a bit of a monster. Play here, I think, is to reinforce, regain troops, and to land in North Africa and really start to hit those armies with the support of the Fatmids there. I'm gonna blockade with some of these light ships as well. They immediately took Cordoba. God damn, that was fast. 680,000. We currently have in the field around 120,000 and 200,000 manpower left. I think we go, and I think we go now. Let's take the siege of Biserta very quickly. They brought a lot of support here. God damn it. Got the siege. Go, 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 go. They're going to get behind that fork line. Let's take Kabila then. We're actually running a surplus again now that we're taking back North Africa. Bring our reinforcements over. We have now 2 full armies. And they took Cadiz. It has fallen. Let's see if they go south or north here. Kabila has fallen. Napoleon I has begun a thorough revision of our country's military structure. While officers are still drawn from the nobility, the peasants and townspeople are conscripted into other ranks. Regular drilling has always been introduced, and the powerful fleet established together with hundreds of battleships, galleys, and other crafts. We're going to reform the army, army professionalism, 20 morale boost for the next 10 years. Go, 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 go. Big battle coming. Everyone get in. If they reinforce it in time. Oh, they're not going to even take it, are they? Alright, the war with the Bavarians is done. It's just us versus Castalla now. All or nothing here. They brought all their forces in North Africa, too. Are we doing this? We're doing this. Cut them off in the Highlands. I should have dropped troops into Gibraltar there. We actually could have cut them off. They're going to hit northern Italy. They're going to all in on Lombardy. We're not going to contend them. We're going to take North Africa and we're going to push for Cordoba is what we're going to do here. Because if we get Ceuta, we will be able to hold the crossing. In fact, I'm going to do another dangerous play. Come on! We got it! Oh man, fire! Hit the fort immediately. This same thing happened in like the first couple sessions of CK3, EU4, and we lost. We've come full circle here. The last battle is said to define the future of our family for 400 years. Come on! The Lombardians are dying for us! They're down to almost 500,000 men. We got the siege. Fucking massive. We have to cross. Let's do it. Oh, they fucked up. They went all into North Italy. This time we have North Africa. We can actually go north from here this time. Jesus fuck, we got it. Let's go. Here they come. We can cross now. Oh, Jesus, we gotta go. They made a good naval play here. Reinforce it. That's their whole fleet there. Big. North Italy's gone. Lombardy's gone. They'll probably peace out in this war. Alright, we'll take that fortress, go north. If we get that choke point in Ruslan, we're looking very good. Yeah, Lombardy peaced. Alright, they're coming south now. Jesus Christ. Over 4 million dead in Castalla. Nope, stay. Oh boy. That timings. Alright, if we can take the mountain fortress before they hit, we're gonna be in good shape here. Oh my god, we're already through. We're making a surplus on our income now too. The fools! What are they doing? Oh my god, look at that. This war is over. Not satisfied with being merely first consul. Napoleon Bonaparte is proposing that he be crowned Emperor of Sardinia. He justifies this by claiming that restoring the hereditary succession would make it harder to restore the former kings of Sardinia to power. After all, there have been several royalist plots to take his life, but there's little doubt that his prime motivation is to further his own ambitions for supreme power. The proposal has met with widespread support among the populace, who yearn for the relative stability of the pre-revolutionary times of Solomon IV. However, diehard supporters of the revolution express worry as his attempt to concentrate even more power in his hands. All right, we're officially going to become a revolutionary state now.
My enemies are many. My equals are none. In the shade of olive trees, they said Italy could never be conquered. In the land of pharaohs and kings, they said Egypt could never be humbled. Now they say nothing. They fear me, like a force of nature, a dealer in thunder and death. I say, I am Napoleon. I am Emperor.
On the other side of the world, a much different scene took place. Saemundr Torres, the once Emperor of Sardinia, stood next to the Shogun in his winter residence on the waters of Sagami Bay. Overlooking the tranquil sea and the afternoon light, the exiled emperor gave a long sigh. I understand, Ieyasu. It's for the best, I suppose. To ask such a thing was too much, perhaps. Turning to the Sardinian who had lived amongst his court for almost 7 years, the emperor without a nation, as he was called behind closed doors, something Ieyasu Yusugai cared very little for. The Torres family was a great one, and had been a true friend to his house for just over 100 years. In his youth, the Shogun had read the histories of the Westerners. His family had offered an alliance originally to tip the balance of power in the warring states era, the Hosokawa being far too strong in those days to defeat without outside help. The Torres line, in truth, had been what had allowed his nation to defeat their old rivals, take Kyoto, and form a united Japan. Yet despite this, what Castor asked was too much. He would not allow his nation to face complete destruction, putting him back on his throne. The losing an old ally was the heaviest blow he had had in his reign. You and your family have done much for us. You have every right to ask this. I must do what is right for Japan. Though I refuse what you desire most, know that your family will always have a place here. To honor you as you deserve, I'll be formally making you a daimyo. The lands of Tajima will be yours to rule. You will want for nothing in exile. That is a great honor. You did not have to, Ieyasu. We are more than comfortable as we are. The Emperor smiled, still amused by the use of his first name by the exile. If it was one of his countrymen, he would have their heads for such an insult. But Westerners had a very strange culture. Your daughter is 4 now, yes. She has the look of your wife. What was her name again? As he looked back towards the children playing in the garden behind him, a look of both pride and sadness crossed Castora's face. Victoria. And yes, she certainly does. I never thought I would take another wife, but fate has other ideas, it seems. Ashokan raised a hand slowly and pointed out towards the distant horizon across the ocean, a glimmer in his eye. My friend, it may not be your destiny to retake the throne of your forefathers, though you will not want for trying, I expect. But something tells me your family is not meant to be here forever. Remain vigilant, and when the time comes, do not hesitate to seize what is yours. When this day comes, Japan will stand with you.